first we're going to start with a back stretch. So your hands are going to be underneath your thighs here, and we're going to take an exhalation and round in the lower back. So you're going to tuck here, pull your abs in, arms are stretched out, shoulders are down. And then you're going to come forward, you're going to press the hands into the thighs and then arch the upper back. And this is just to kind of get a little bit of a stretch before you get started. So tucking here, and then arching and lifting, and tucking here, and then arching and lifting, and then one more time, contracting down, and then arching up. All right, and then from here, what you're going to do is you're going to extend your legs out, cross your left leg over the right, wrap your right arm around your left, and then just reach this hand behind you. And this gives you a little bit of a stretch up behind the thigh, which feels really good, into the glute, just to get a little bit of a stretch in the legs first. And then we cross over. We're going to take the right leg, cross it over the left, wrap the left arm around, and then rotate here and get the stretch on the other side. And then we are going to lie all the way back down, but grab our band so we can do our hamstring stretch. So we're going to take the right leg up first towards the ceiling, left leg rests down, and then you're just going to take each end of the strap and just pull down and give yourself a nice hamstring stretch here. And always remembering to reach up through the heel so that you get an even more intense stretch behind the thigh. So we're just reaching up, and usually hold it for about 30 seconds at least. Sometimes you kind of just feel when the muscle kind of relaxes a little bit, and you know that you've gotten a good stretch. Okay, so the side stretches, you hold both straps in one hand, and then you're gonna tilt over, and this gets that lovely IT band stretch, okay? And then we're going to switch hands and then open out to the opposite side. And this is where you get your inner thigh stretch. So we do those 3 stretches up the middle, and then each side, right and left. And we do that with each leg. So now we're gonna take the left leg up, flex at the ankle, pull the elbows down, reach through that heel, and then remember to breathe. Breathe into it. Stretch up through that heel, start to feel it relax just a little bit. With every breath, get the oxygen into those muscles. And then from here, we're gonna take both straps into the right hand. We'll tilt it over to get that IT band stretch. Breathe into it. So you don't have to count the actual number of seconds or anything, but I would say at least do 3 breaths, 3 deep breaths in each stretch position. That way you're getting a good amount of a stretch in there, and your body can kind of relax into it. You'll sort of feel when that moment is when the body kind of releases a little bit with that muscle. Okay, now we're going to open out to the other side and give it a nice stretch. On this one, it is important to make sure you keep your right hip, in this case, down onto the mat, so we're not going to roll over to the side. And so you just rest it there. Take a few breaths here, getting that nice inner thigh stretch. And then we slowly bring that leg back. And then we're going to do one more stretch while we're here, the crisscross figure 4 stretch. So this one, first off, I always just say cross one leg over the other, place this hand onto the thigh. That way you kind of feel this opening up of the hip for a moment, and just get that stretch in there. And then what you'll do after that is you're going to lift this leg up, place one hand behind the thigh, the other hand is going to thread through, and then grab the other there. So you're in this figure 4 stretch. So this one, especially breathing again into it, is always a good idea. And then the elbow on the opposite side here, my right elbow is pushing into my right knee, and then that will help to open up the hip and get the stretch a little bit more intense. So just be slow and do what your body feels like it can do for that moment, okay? So that's our figure 4. We're gonna do the other side as well. Cross it over. You push the hand into the thigh, just rest it there, just to kind of feel that opening up, relaxing into it. And then you're going to bring it up. And again, we bring this hand through the middle, the other one around the outside. Let that shin come down and rest. And then if you want to, or can, or feel like it, you're gonna push your left elbow into that knee to increase the stretch, only if you need it, okay? So this is our lovely figure 4 stretch, all right? So now from here, we've got everything kind of stretched out. We're gonna let the feet come down onto the mat. And then what I'm gonna have us do is just place your hands down by your side, and we're gonna do something called toe taps, and this is to help engage the lower abdominals. So we bring the legs up into tabletop, and then you're just gonna tap the feet one at a time, right and left to the mat. So if you're doing it correctly, you should feel really no other areas except for the abdominals right in here if you're doing it correctly. Usually what happens is if you're pulling the knee in too far, and we're kind of doing that, then we get it into the thigh. So if you're feeling the thighs, make the legs kind of go away from you a little bit, and that will help you to engage in those abdominals. Okay, so toe taps. This helps get the abdominals started and warmed up as you alternate, and then you can always just let your legs go flat and just shake them out, give them a little rest, all right? And then from here, you can choose to take that into a double leg toe tap. So the legs are in tabletop, and then you hinge down, inhale and exhale. So this is gonna be more advanced when you're feeling more comfortable, but another way to engage the abdominals without having to lift the neck and shoulders if you don't want to, and it really gets the lower half here. So down and up, focusing on the lower half. Okay. You wanna have the roller be mimicking your spine, okay? So make sure you feel like you're nice and straight. Just sitting here is a joy for your body, and it really is intended to help you relax as much as you can and just feel the spine melting over the roller. So your feet should be a little bit wider than hip width apart, just to help you with your balance. And then when you are ready, we're going to take the arms up and just simply open them out. This is an inhale, and then exhale, you come back up. All right, so this is literally just to help relax and open the chest and shoulders, and then come back up. And of course, we're focusing on the breath as well. So it's an exhale as you lift here, bringing the fingertips together, so that way we can engage all in the core here. Inhale, open, exhale, back up, and then inhale, open, and exhale, back up. And I would say do that 10 times, and then just rest your arms open out to the side, and that just feels amazing. And that'll give a nice stretch across the front of the chest. All right, so eventually that can be added with weights as well, going open and close. But for right now, just keep the arms without the weights, of course, and just let them stretch on their own weight of themselves. So now, working on the lower half of the body, we're going to do those same toe taps that you did earlier, but we're up here on the roller. I like to start first with a little marching in place, okay, just to kind of get your bearings. So you start to feel like, you know, the balance that we have to have in order to stay up here nicely and engage in the core. So we're going up and down, marching in place first, and then from here we go up, up, and then tap the feet one at a time, right and left, just like we did earlier, right and left, right and left. And same idea here, if you start to feel it too much in the thighs, then it's usually because the knee's kind of pulling in too far. So you want to keep the knee just right up and over the hip bone and down from there. And just alternating, right and left, and then you can rest. So slowly coming off of the roller, you're gonna dismount this way. And then what you want to do is you take the roller underneath here, perpendicular to your spine. And you want to be right at that point, just about lower, right below your tailbone, or it's about your sacrum and your tailbone. So you're not quite off of the roller completely, but you do feel supported. It should not be in the lower back. It should definitely be underneath the sacrum, okay? And then from here, we get to enjoy a nice little stretch. So you're gonna reach the one leg down. Just simply doing this feels amazing, and you get a nice stretch across the front of the thigh here. But I do recommend, if you can, to draw the opposite knee in, and then that just helps to increase this stretch, so you get this kind of opposition movement here. And if it feels comfortable to grab on top of the knee, that's great. Otherwise, you can do behind the knee too. The main thing is keep breathing, keep breathing, and let this stretch and open up so you can feel that release here. Okay, so that is that. And then you're gonna switch legs. So now you draw the right knee in, let the left leg rest, and you can pull this knee in here or grab on top of the knee as well, and just allow this to open up. It just feels so amazing to get that nice hip flexor stretch while you get use of the roller here. So there is that. And then you just, to come off, you lift your hips slowly, roll down nice and easy, and then always give your knees a little bit of a hug just to rest your lower back a little bit, just because it was up in that position. And just kind of roll around a little bit, let it relax and rest. Okay, so another one that we can do, this is kind of more of a back therapy, if you will, with the roller, but it feels really good. I know sometimes we can be sensitive in the back. However, this will help a lot if we can get the muscles to kind of release. So you come into this position with the hands behind the head, and I have the roller kind of just below my shoulder blades. And then what you're gonna do is very slowly and gently, you're gonna reach back and then come up to a straight position. Not straight, but up into an ab curl. So you're arching back just gently. So you're not having to, it may look like I'm forcing it back, but I'm just kind of tilting in a way and supporting the neck with the head. So going back and forward like this. And the breath is just inhale and then exhale forward. Inhale back and then exhale forward. And just a few times is good for that. It's gonna feel a little sensitive at first just because the muscles are a little bit tight back there, but that's kind of the reason why we wanna get that movement into the back. Take the band, and you should have the hands about a little wider than shoulder width apart, and then you're going to take your arms up towards the ceiling very gently and slowly. You're going to extend the arms back behind you. Lastly, just side to side, tilting over and back up and tilt over. And again, this can be done standing as well. So you can even start with this standing and then do everything else on the floor if you'd like. So just a little bit right and left so we get that side bend stretch into the body and reach over. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and also click that subscribe button so that way you are notified every time I post a video. Remember, on this channel, I am here to help you with movement and mindset, and also makeup tips to help build your confidence. So I hope you click that subscribe button, make sure to click it, and I will see you in my next video.